Hello everybody and welcome back to our Petals quilt. As you can see, I have some petals here. Let me bring you down. So you can see that I have cut these out of, actually this was not a scarf but a blouse, but it was kind of scarf-like fabric, and it had these beautiful colorizations of what almost looks and feels like in places like chenille. But I wanted to use that, and it's more of a muted shade. And I did want to, mix a little muted shades in with my other colors because so many of the scarf colors are so bright. And I thought that would be a good thing to do. Now, I am going to outline them in the different colors here, 4 different colors. I'm going to do that. And I had just started that. As you can see, let me put you back. I have just laid them out in petal shape. I think that is going to be my center, but I don't know until I get through. But very simple little pieced center there. And all I'm going to do on these, since this scarf or this fabric is a little like a knit, it doesn't ravel easily, so I'm just going to do some overcast stitches so that my thread color shows a little more, I think, than if I did just running stitches on there, because I do want the different colors of thread to be part of the color scheme here. So I am somewhat coordinating them, and I'm putting it fairly close together, about 1/8 of an inch probably. And I will be doing this to all the petals here in different colors. And I think this will be a good addition. Let me show you what I have. So far I have these two, and they are super colorful. And I just think adding something that's more muted is going to be a good choice. And I'm going to do that in a few places on my circles and swirls quilt too. Try some more neutral or darker colors. And I think in the long run what that will do is it'll make the bright ones even brighter. They'll have something to contrast with. And so I think that's what I'll be doing. So I had 3 scarves that were on the darker side, and so that's what I'm going to be seeing if I can play with. If not, like I said, I found this blouse material, which was perfect because, like I said, the fabric felt like very pliable, soft, anything like you would find in a scarf. And excuse my raspy voice, but my allergies always seem to keep it that way anymore. Okay, that's looking pretty good. Showcases the color nicely. These are so simple and so easy. All 4 of these quilts in the Wild and Free series of quilting. The strips and strings, the landscape, the circles and swirls, and the petals. they're all constructed the same way, but with different motifs worked on each square. But they're put together the same way, and they all basically, I'm making all lap-size quilts out of them. Except I think I've changed my landscape to being a wall hanging. So that dimensions on that I'll work out as I go along. I still have a big space over my couch, that wall that I have never put anything on since we moved into this house, because I just haven't had anything I really wanted there, and I'm one of these people, if I don't get what I want, I just wait. And so it's a blank wall. It's been a blank wall now for 1.5 years, but maybe by this summer, maybe I'll be far enough along on that landscape quilt that I can make it into a wall hanging. It's coming along, it's looking beautiful. I'm really proud of all the quilts. I love them all. And I'm figuring it's going to take me all year to get anywhere near finishing them. But I did finish the actual piecing of the top for the strips and strings, and I'm working on the inside batting right now, double layering that before I put the backing on. And while I'm, working each quilt along a little bit, I want to get a couple of videos a month at least for each quilt, so that whichever one you're working on, you'll have some new videos during the month to help you out there. And if you're real brave, jump into all 4 like I am. I don't know whether it's brave, crazy, or what. But anyway, we'll do it. Now, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this one in the same color. And then I'm going to change and do that one and that one. But this color, this pinkish color. But this more of an orangey color, I think I'm going to do this one the same way. That'll be 2 in this color, but all the other petals will have their own color. I haven't figured out if I'm going to do any additional embellishments. I like the fabric so well that I think I would just like to leave it unembellished as far as adding any more layers, because that way the fabric itself is going to come through. I just love this chenille feel to it and look to it, and I just don't think it needs a lot more. Okay, that's what I'm going to be doing now. I'm going to be just outlining these petals. Then I will test that. Still not sure that's exactly what I want, but we'll see. Okay, and after I put the different colors on, and see if I think I need anything else on this. So when I get through with the different colors and everything. I'll come back and add to this video so you can see how that turns out too. Till next time. Welcome back to the Petals quilt. I wanted to show you that I did finish stitching this in the different color. The threads I matched, changed them out a little bit to add some interest, and then stitched on that center. And I think that just made a beautiful flower in itself. And then I did attach it, go ahead and attach it to this first row. And I told you that I was going to change the size of my petals a little bit, just like my circles, my flowers, some smaller, some bigger, some in between, whatever. And I think the smaller in between, bigger, that's the way it goes. And because I don't want to be stressing over my sizing when I'm making them. I'm just going to make them and then, disperse them throughout the quilt. Now, you saw me bind this, not bind it, but attach this one, and I did the same way with this here. I laced it and attached it, okay? And so then I will be putting the sashing on, and I have this piece right here that I think will work really well. And I'm going to cut it right there at the end. Okay. So go ahead and pin that on, and I will be able to sew that down. And then these three will be attached. Okay. That looks pretty good. Let's see if we're staying pretty close in line. We're a little bit longer on the top. Let's see if I did that right. Come back down to that. Well, let's see, 19 and about a 1/4 inch bigger on the top. So when I do my next one, I will ooch it in a little bit and not take up the whole 1/4 at one time, but just keep my ooching and get my lengths right, okay? And the same way we'll be doing on the other. Now, I can also, if you watch the strips and strings quilt, you know how when I lay the strips out, I can make sure that I get my dimensions corrected or adapted any way I need to by splicing in some batting on the back side if I need to do that. So whatever I need to do there, I can do that, okay? None of it's going to be way off because we're starting all with the same size blocks, but sometimes working them, or they'll get stretch a little or pull up a little. So, but anyway, that will work like that. I think that's going to be gorgeous quilt. Look at those colors pop. Look at the difference in pattern and how interesting that is. Wow. So what color? I think we're coordinating here, so I think this is going to be an excellent color for that. And we're going to work with that if we can find the end of it. I know it's here. It's hiding somewhere. There it is. Boy, it was laying in there so perfectly you couldn't even see it. Separate that into 2 strands, and then I will be just overcasting this, like the stitching over here on this one, just overcasting. Let me bring you back down so you can see this whole thing. just a simple overcasting stitch, which is catching it really good on both sides. So we have it sewn down, we have the lacing in between, so these pieces are strongly held together now. And that's what we're going to do over here on this one too. So I'm going to overcast that. Then I'll be coming back and we're making a new flower, and we'll work on that together. Till then, let's stay very scrap happy.